Welcome. This is the 45th episode in the martial poetry series. In this video, we're going to be covering a movement from the Ma family monkey boxing. So this movement is called Conceal the Celestial Pillar, and the movement is like this. So typically, this movement is done after a series of movements in the Ma family monkey boxing form, where you come down, jump, and then right? So the strike itself is both an elbow strike as well as a palm strike to the head. So you'd be blocking something coming in, and then bam, right? All this comes in. But what the poetry is trying to say is actually a little bit concealed. Hence the Conceal the Celestial Pillar. So what it's actually referring to is the story Journey to the West with SunWukong, the Monkey King. So if you're not familiar with the story, the Monkey King has a magic staff. My staff's not magical, but it will do. So this movement is reminiscent of a lot of movements where you do movements like this, where you keep the staff behind your back and then you can whip it out afterwards and do whatever you want. So the movement itself, right, we ended up in this position. So it's kind of like we start spinning it this way, where you might do something like that. So this is kind of the representative of the movement without the stick, right? Now, the secret for the poetry is how he got his magic staff. Because if you're unfamiliar, it wasn't originally a staff. So the Monkey King was looking for a proper celestial weapon that would be worthy of him. But in his quest, he met with the Dragon King, and he wanted to find a weapon that would be worthy of him. And the Dragon King was kind of trying to trick him. He had this giant iron pillar in his temple, in his treasury. He's like, you can have that. It's kind of like useless, right? He's like, oh, it's a thing worthy of you, but he didn't really think he'd be able to walk away with that thing. But then SunWukong picks up this big iron pillar. I need it to be in size that I can wield, right? And so the magics of the pillar shrinks it back down to the size of a staff. So his staff is actually a big iron pillar, like an iron pillar that's meant to hold up a temple kind of pillar. And its magical properties allow it to like fly and do combat on its own, right? So he could throw the staff at the opponent and start fighting the opponent for him. And one of the things was it could grow and shrink. Because it was originally a giant pillar, it could grow to the size of a pillar. And it could also shrink down to the size of a needle. So this movement is called Conceal the Celestial Pillar. So this is the pillar, right? It's his iron staff. And what he's doing to conceal it is the same thing that he often does in the story to conceal it. When he wants to put it away, he'll put it behind his ear. He'll fold it up to the size of a needle and put it behind his ear. So that's what this is doing, right? I'm spinning the staff, and then it's shrinking as it's spinning to the size of a needle, and my hand puts it behind my ear. So that's what it's kind of trying to convey. This elbow strike and this palm strike, right? I'm spinning the staff, shrinking it down, and then hiding it behind my ear. So it's a type of poetry that's also reminiscent of the story of the Journey to the West. So that is Conceal the Celestial Pillar from Ma family monkey boxing. Hope you enjoyed.